Do you feel it, Sagittarius? The lightening of the energy, especially compared to last year at this time. Sagittarius, this is your week ahead tarot card reading from Born Without Boundaries Tarot. Hi guys, my name is Michelle. I was going to say good evening, but whatever time I'm coming to you at, I hope that you enjoy this reading, and please do apply all the energies, how they apply to you in your life. It's an energy reading. It is appropriate for Sagittarius sun, moon, or rising sign. And please do feel free to always leave comments down below because I absolutely want to know. We have buying and books. Now, books has to do with information gathering, learning, knowledge, or maybe keeping the books. There could be an onus, especially on some of you this week, to go through the books and have to almost itemize what you've spent or what you've done most of your spending on. There is a certain group of you, which I will tell you during this reading, who it is that are sort of coming into conflict with authority figures or rules, laws, regulations. So it really is you guys that are probably butt heads most with this, but this is a general sense of having to itemize or inventory, what have I been spending my money on? Where have I been making my most where are my expenses? Almost like I don't want to say like the IRS audited, but almost like doing your own personal audit, going over the books. Could also be looking into or researching different sort of buying power, figuring out what you have. Maybe you're looking or researching how you can spend your money or how you can spend your money better, or you have a specific thing in mind that you want to purchase, and so you're doing research on what's the most bang for your buck. But it is very prudent this week to not just spend, but to spend educated, to be an educated spender. And that's what's coming out front and center for you guys this week. Could also be a different sort of metaphorically qualifying value. This sort of sense, Sagittarius, of figuring out what something is really worth, if it's really worth it or not, which you could apply to just about anything in your life. But let's get deeper into it. Sagittarius. What are they buying? Maybe you're literally buying books. So you've been spending, or you've been giving a lot to something that hasn't been giving a lot back. There is a sense of, unconditional. Unconditional love. There's a Cancerian here, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces, feminine, somebody who is an adult. They kind of give unconditionally, but I can tell you right now, financially, they're not doing so well. They're not seeing any kind of growth or return on their finances, or this represents you. You've been putting your whole self into something and you're not seeing any return on your finances or on your hard work. It doesn't have to necessarily be money, but on your hard work and on your effort. And so it's almost like you're trying to be smarter, or the cards are saying be smarter as to the work that you decide to do. You could actually be overwatering something, putting too much energy and effort into whatever you're putting it into, and that's why the failure is happening, because you're overwatering it and actually essentially suffocating it and not giving it its own sort of room to grow. We have a lot more cards. We have the Two of Wands, so looking for alternatives, being back on the market, searching or considering it's time for me to leave, it's time for me to move or go somewhere. There is this sense of somebody is looking at other options, and they have their eye on a specific one. Even if the numbers don't add up, there is this sense of leap of faith. Take the leap of faith, or start new, start over, a new start. So what this is saying is there almost seems to be a new start or a fresh beginning for this circumstance of, the opportunity wasn't there before, or you couldn't make it work before. But if you go back to the checkbooks and you go back to the balances and you start to really see something, you start to see some sort of potential, or just sort of learning. This challenge that you're having with this lack of growth, or with this frustrating impasse that you're at, is actually encouraging you to maybe go back and just get the education or learn what you need to learn to figure out what needs to be figured out in order to be more wise, and then figure out how to move forward. This sense of maybe you've never done it before, but there's a sense of being free, being liberated. And honestly, if you are into astrology, I do a full astrology breakdown on my second YouTube channel, Astrology Motivation. You can check that out at Astrology Motivation, full breakdown. There is a sense of freedom for a lot of you. Just being able to maybe get out of contracts or obligations, or see that you paid up a debt that was frustrating you and keeping you stagnated. There's a sense of you've put your all into it, and now you've almost bought your freedom. This sense of now being able to be in a position in your life where you can finally look toward the future more, look toward going someplace different, or doing whatever you've been thinking about. And now it's almost like maybe I can release and take some steps toward it, because you have to a certain degree figured it out. This could also be emotional freedom. You know, if you were stagnated and nothing was going anywhere, now there's more of a curiosity that's starting to open up about you, wanting to open up to new people, wanting to socialize more, maybe go out with your friends more. There's a sense of that just starting to happen, and you just being in a mental situation where you can feel like, I can open myself up again. I can let things happen. Let's get a moon card for you guys, because there is a full moon on April 5th, 6th. It's at 12:24 a.m. Eastern time. So most of the U.S. is going to experience this full moon late at night on April 5th. So it just depends. If you're in the States, it's the 5th or the 6th. Europe, it's definitely the 6th. Out in Hawaii, it's definitely going to be the 5th. The energy is gaining momentum. So you've definitely been working on something for a while, and there is that sense of this full moon. Maybe you've completed it, or you're starting to feel, oh wow. You know, just an example when it comes to weight loss. This sense of, if you've ever tried to lose weight before, the first 10 pounds doesn't feel like you've lost anything, and you don't feel like you're losing much. But it's almost like that first time when you put on those old jeans and they slip on easy. That's what it's saying. It's almost like for the first time in a long time, or first time maybe ever since starting this action, this behavior, whatever you're doing, you're starting to see breakthroughs. You're starting to actually, you yourself, bear witness to the momentum and something actually moving forward. So that's actually sort of optimism, right? It's helping you to feel, wow, what I've been doing, has been helping, right? Because at first you're too close to it to see the progress. You just can't see it. It's like trying to watch your own hair grow. But the big progress you can see, and this is the first time you'll be able to actually, with your own eyes, sense, oh, there's been a shift toward progress. We also have your hard work is paying off. So that's just a blunt message. And once again, this comes specifically with work. Now, if you've been working on your relationships, it can absolutely count for that too. But that would have been actual work that you had committed yourself to, doing relationship work. If not, this is just work in general, actually starting to see momentum or progress happening because of the work that you put in, like I said. Now, let's get some details, shall we? What is this all about? What is all this work? What do you mean? The energy for what is gaining momentum? Well, definitely your hard work. We already answered that. The Emperor. So something you took lead on, something that you feel you're the authority on, or something with regards to leadership, a leadership position, or just taking initiative, something that you just started taking initiative on, or you could be working with this authority figure. By the way, hold on. I got to get back to it. Let me say, it is those of you born at the beginning. I got this written down from my astrology reading. It's those of you born at the very beginning of Sagittarius season that are going to be butting heads most with authority, with status quo, with rules, laws, regulations that just want to keep things status quo. It's you guys, like say a Scorpio, Sagittarius cusps especially, that are going to be sort of butting up against this kind of energy. It's just sort of something that you're going to have to deal with for right now. I'm just saying, will it last long? It can, because that square to Saturn is going to be where it is for a while. So it's you guys that are going to feel that effect the most, or be most affected by it. So who is this Emperor? It's like you're taking initiative anyway. It's almost like you've been butting your head against something. If you think of the Emperor as the Ram or Aries, this sense of, or during Aries season, which we are right now, this sense of whatever you've been working on and only seeing minute progress, Aries energy during Aries season, that work is going to be amplified, and it's going to get you a hell of a lot farther than you have been on up until now. So it's almost like those little chips, those little tiny chips that you didn't count for much, have actually made bigger cracks than you know, and you'll start to actually see some impact. This is especially, let me say this, physical. So something with your body, or actions you've been taking with your body, slowly but surely chipping away and actually starting to see some improvement if you've been doing any work on your physical self, health, fitness, whatever. We have 5 of Cups and 10 of Wands. So what I've just been describing is directly related to some major and significant disappointment, major in that it has weighed heavily on you. And it's sort of been like its own job to deal with this disappointment. So whatever that is, it could definitely be, once again, these are Wands, taking on too much, working too much, or just disappointment when it comes to how much I've been working and not seen myself getting anywhere. That's where the breakthrough is coming. So feel free to leave the comments below. What areas of your life have you been experiencing that frustrating energy? Because that's where the breakthrough is going to start to come. And how is that breakthrough coming? How is that breakthrough coming? So we have Queen of Pentacles, which is being solid financially, maybe finally finding yourself to be financially solid, or getting control over the books, right? Like we discussed in the beginning, getting control over the finances, or sort of being put in charge of other people at work, taking a leadership position, because there is certainty, there is solidness. There's also a sense of slowing down, not retracting anything you've done, but being able to slow down or not feel so rushed. It's not about control, but it's feeling more in control, especially of your tangible resources. It doesn't necessarily have to be money, but it's a sense of getting a real grip on your finances. You could also be dealing directly with a Queen of Pentacles. If so, I will tell you this: good work, good job well done financially. This woman is about to take major notice of you and actually give you accolades for the work that you've done. It could be definitely for some of you a raise, especially those of you who are born at the end of Sagittarius season, especially Capricorn, Sag cusp. You are going to be sextile to Saturn, which means authority figures are seeing you really, really well. So this is just could be really good juju for you, and really good when it comes to your work. It will come very quickly, and the success will rush in, sort of just 8 of Wands is it happens all of a sudden. It could also be a good time for all of you. Put yourself out there, take a leap of faith, especially if you haven't had much luck thus far, especially with new work, new career, new opportunities. It's saying this week there's going to be a lot of opportunities that are going to be opening up for you. Let's see how all of this plays out in the different aspects of your life. I'll see you guys in the extended. The link is up above. I'll attach it down below in the description box. Pin it to the top of the comment section. For those of you that are watching me on television, you will have to go to your laptop, desktop, or phone for these links to work. I love you guys, and I'll see you there.